Today I effed up by assuming my friend was joking in Russian for almost a year. Obligatory stuff. This is not a throwaway account. I'll just own this one. This actually started in May 2019 but was only discovered today. So my close friends and I have a few ongoing group chats. They are all variations of like the same 10 people, but I've known them all for decades, and on my iPhone I've just been adding numbers to their contact profiles for well over a decade at this point. So in May 2019, I started a new group chat that shuffled a few folks around to keep up with texting preferences. You know, some people wanted in. Some people wanted to take a break. It happens. NBD, so I add in my friends. And I'm just clicking on their names without looking at the numbers, cause who looks at contacts numbers anymore? Well, I don't know how, but one of my friends got added with an old number. It still worked and he's pretty busy, so nobody thinks it's a big deal that he never chimes in. Fast forward to late February early March 2020, for obvious reasons we all start texting a bit more than usual. So my friend Scott starts chiming in a bit, but it's in the Cyrillic alphabet. We can't tell if he is joking around or what, so we run it through Google Translate. Google doesn't understand all of it, but it's a lot of fucks in between, indecipherable garbage. We all laugh and joke about it and send him links on how to change his default language back to English, because that would totally happen to Scott. So a week or two later he responds again in what we think is Russian. Google wasn't really sure with all the garbage translation, so we are all laughing at Scott and run it through Google Translate again. Same thing, a bunch of fucks and random nonsense. Anyway, fast forward to today. We're giving Russian Scott hell on the group chat because this is either some really stupid joke or he is a dumbass and can't fix his phone. We are cracking up and dying from laughter. When real Scott calls me, he's worried about the world and a bit down because he hasn't heard from us in a while. I'm like, what? Haven't you been playing some kind of Russian joke on us lately? We thought you were just text lurking. We trade notes and quickly figure out that the wrong number had been added to the chat and his old number, with a US area code, had somehow become a Russian spam number and he hadn't heard from us in almost a year. Oops. So now I'm trying to figure out the best way to send him a year's worth of a stupid group text to help him feel included again. We missed his birthday from his perspective. And Christmas. Of course. We celebrated all of that with angry Russian Scott. TL. Doctor, I screwed a friend's number up on a group text almost a year ago and didn't realize till today we'd been hanging out with a Russian spammer and our friend felt abandoned. Edit. If anyone knows a way to forward a year's worth of texting on an iPhone to a different number, I'd love some advice. Preferably a way to do it on the phone itself. Edit 2, because Redditors never believe anything. Here's some screenshots. I tried to hide my actual friend's personal stuff. Guys, I'm sorry if I did a bad job. The reason why Google wasn't translating. Because those are all swears. He asked to leave him alone, not a literal translation. Couldn't he leave the chat? Or just block all the numbers even? Record your screen. Film the text scrolling down. Send him the video. He can pause if he needs to. Oh, I like that option. Thanks. Not too fast though. It'll skip some and some will not be readable. Take multiple screenshots from the highlights and forward the screenshots as messages. Yeah, that works, but it's a lot of short pictures. A year is close to hundreds of screenshots. Maybe ask your other friends in the group chat to help. Break down each member with a month or so. Today I effed up by being a hooker for a morning. This happened this morning. Throwaway account for obvious reasons. On mobile and TL. DR at bottom. 21M, work midnights at my job. So I tend to run into some really weird people. I work right next to a hotel. So we tend to have people stop by late at night from the hotel. I was working last night and a lady in her early 30s came in. I started chatting with her to pass time. Since we aren't getting many customers these days, I quickly realized what this lady was trying to do. She was trying very hard to be seductive. But she wasn't attractive at all to me. I politely told her I have a girlfriend. A lie to get her to go away. So she left. I started talking to one of my co-workers about the crazy lady that just came in. But then she came back. And she came back strong. She started telling me to call my girlfriend and ask if it was okay. I obviously told her no. Then she said she would pay me $200. And that caught my attention. I'm behind on bills and I really need spare cash. So I fucked up and said yes. I wait for my coworker to leave and head over to the hotel. When I get there, it's obvious she had started drinking while waiting for me. But I do the deed. I totally felt grimy taking the money. Not saying that it's bad. Just not for me. After we had finished, I don't know what happened. It's almost like a switch went off in her head and she went full psycho. I get ready to leave. And she just straight up walks out of the room naked and starts walking down the hall. So I duck out of the back entrance to avoid dealing with it at all. So then I walk out front and see a police car and my mind instantly freaks out. I happen to live and work in the same city as my parents. And my father is a police officer here. I make it to the car without the officer seeing me and go home. I'm thinking, damn, that was fucking close. I was so wrong. My dad calls me later that day and asks me if anything interesting happened at work. My mind instantly thinks, how the fuck did he find out it was me? But then he starts joking about what the guy was thinking and that she got arrested for a DUI. From what I got out of the phone call, she went back to my work saying she was gonna fuck one of the employees and was trying to find me. Luckily she didn't know my name. But my coworker will definitely know when I go in. My dad finished off with, I didn't hear the full story though. I will fill you in with more tomorrow. I'm so beyond fucked. My coworkers will know. My dad will know. His coworkers will know. And my employer will know when the police department releases the incident reports this Friday. I honestly don't know what to do. I'm fucked. Edit. I got fired from my job. The hotel called our corporate office. I tried denying at first, but like everyone said, cameras. They had my fucking picture with her in the hotel and at my work. I seriously fucked up. Edit 2. I made it home and I realized I have to at least warn my dad before tomorrow. Any advice on what to say would help. His coworkers probably already know since there is camera footage. How do I even prepare him for this? Edit 3. I passed out drunk and didn't get the chance to talk to my father this morning. I also just wanted to clear up that my job has not mentioned anything about the money yet. A fake. It is because I slept with a customer. I have had no police involvement with me yet. So I don't think they know. TL. DR. Crazy lady pays me $200 for sex. Then decides to run through the lobby naked. Harass my work for me. That gets arrested by my dad's coworker. Everyone will find out. To quote Shaggy, it wasn't me. Roh. Scooby. Wrong Shaggy. Okay OP. Deny about the money. You never got paid. It was a hookup. You could get in a lot of trouble if you confirm with the police that you were paid. If she paid you in cash, then you are in the clear. There is no proof. A fake, it's a crime, but a very petty one. Unless it's a sting and caught red-handed, it may not be worth prosecuting. Note that lying to the police is potentially a more severe crime and that will get the OP in trouble. Given that the OP did not have any knowledge or personal experience of the woman's crime, i.e. the DUI, there's no reason to compel the OP to testify. Just refuse to cooperate. You can definitely lie to the cops. Unless you are a witness. Lying is completely legal. If nobody saw you go in or come out, who is to say you were ever there? For all your coworker knows, you went home and the lady is psycho anyway. Well, until they read this. Hotels have cameras. Why would they look into that? What's the perceived crime?